Okay, so you just downloaded the Upgraded Woman Toolkit, and here are the 5 habits that sabotage relationships. Habit number 1, you're going to judge. That can mean judging yourself for how you're feeling, thinking, or whatever you're going through. So, oh my gosh, I'm dating this person again who I swore I never would. Judgment. Or it could show up with, oh my God, my partner is such a... You're judging them. You're judging them for how they're thinking, feeling, or operating in the world. So that habit will sabotage. If you want to flip to the 3rd chapter in the book, I Can't Believe I Dated Him, there's the step that counteracts habit number 1. Habit number 2. This is the hardest one to beat, personally for me, and it's the habit to stifle and avoid the painful things. So if you're like me and you like to stay positive, or you really value being confident or secure, you're going to want to stifle any feeling that feels yucky. You're going to want to avoid looking at the painful, dark things. But if you can tap into that second choice that I talk about in the book, which is fully accepting and voicing some of those darker things, you'll tap into a deeper amount of power and vulnerability in your relationship. Step number 3. We present a facade. This is very bad in 2 ways, and it's something that we're conditioned to do since we're little, is we know what's attractive. We know that being needy is not attractive. And we know what different qualities and what different things to say will attract a mate. We're told this since we're little, but it's a habit that's going to push away the people who actually love you despite imperfections. So when we try to be perfect, when we try to have the perfect feelings and emotions and experience of relationships, we're pushing away the very thing we want. And that's true for people who are already married because their partner's not going to see the vulnerable them. And it's true for people who are dating or single because it's going to present this insecurity that ends up not being attractive. So in step 3 of An Upgraded Woman in chapter 3, you will learn how to get really blatantly honest with yourself and with other people so that you can start bringing in people who love you for you. Now this brings us to step number 4, which is also one of the hardest habits to kick, and it's obsessing. So we could have, analogy, side break, we could have 80 amazing experiences with a guy, and we have 1 bad experience where they betrayed us. We are wired to fixate and obsess on that 1 negative thing. And when we do that, we become blind to all the moments and opportunities in our relational life that we actually would really want. So the problem with fixating or dwelling on what we fear or what we don't want, like I don't want to be with a cheater, I don't want to be with someone who XYZ, is that that's what we start seeing and we get into an avoidance place. So it's good to know what you don't want, it's good to have boundaries, but when you're coming from a place of avoiding what you don't want instead of choosing what you do want, you're going to end up attracting situations where you have to avoid it instead of just opening up to what you do want. So one of my favorite parts of the book is really setting intentions and opening up to what you do want. Now for the last but not least habit, which is reacting. So you've heard this word before, but reacting, basically my version of that is instead of acting with intention on what you really want, is you end up responding the way you've acted in the past. And we all know that the past isn't bad, but we don't want to come into new situations and new relationships as if we're dealing with a person who's from our past, or a fear that lives in our past, or an idea or expectation about who we are, what might happen, which lives in the past. So when we react, which happens to all of us, we end up avoiding what we don't want instead of acting towards what we do want. So we all know of like a goal or intention we have. There's multiple ways to reach it. We can reach it from a fear-based place where we're reacting with all these expectations that things might not go right, or we can move towards it confidently. And we both know which route is going to be more enjoyable. So in the book, the chapter on courage is all about acting despite any fears or doubts that might make you want to react from a survival point. Okay, so first things first, head to your inbox and confirm that my email, jackie@theupgradedwoman.com, is not spam so that you get all the goodies in the toolkit you signed up for. Be on lookout for the quiz that comes with the book, the emotion cheat sheet that's explained in chapter 2, and a video how-to of my favorite mindfulness technique called EFT, which will help kick you out of bad habits a lot more quickly than you might think. All right, guys, love you and see you soon.